Well, looks like we're ready to go to war with Syria. Who in their right mind thinks this is a good idea? Just about everything that we have predicted is now coming true. If you see there's a map that is on our chalkboard, the reason why that map even exists is because I was trying to explain this a few months ago how World War III is in the offing, and it all centers around Syria. Now that we have set the Middle East on fire, let's go into Syria and destabilize that and then have set that on fire. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. We'll post the the coming of World War III monologue that I did a few months back to show you what I believe is coming and why. But it's a very disturbing scenario, and it doesn't make any sense. Can we just use our brain for half a second here? Somebody help me out on how this whole Syrian thing makes sense at all for Assad to gas 100 people, to use a chemical weapon on 100 people. Does it make sense to anybody? How could that possibly be? Why would he do that? The United States says we have a line in the sand, and it is him using chemical weapons. Well, he wants to survive. Remember that. He wants to survive. Now, he is in bed with Russia and Iran. Unless you believe, I do believe that Iran wants war. But unless you believe Russia wants war, it makes no sense. I don't think the Russians want war. Unless the Russians, please look at this as a war gamer, unless the Russians believe now we are at our weakest. And I don't think we're at our weakest. I think we're damn close to it. But I think we could be a little weaker. Give us another year. We'll be weaker. So why rush into something? So the Russians would say immediately to Assad, don't do anything with chemical weapons. Don't. The Russians would not be for it. The Iranians, maybe. Assad is a survivor. Look, he's a dictator. He's a bad guy. But most bad guys have some sort of survival instinct, unless he's gone crazy with syphilis or something else. Most of them just want to be left alone. They like their power. That, I think, is Assad. He just likes his power, and he just wants to be left alone. Leave me alone. So there's no reason to gas. After you've killed 100,000, why would you gas 100? And as soon as the UN weapons inspectors came, what happens? Snipers from the rebels are taking out and pinning the UN trucks down. Wouldn't let the UN trucks go to the site. Now, why wouldn't you want the UN to go? If they're the ones that are going to prove that chemical weapons were used, why wouldn't you want the UN there? You would look at the UN as your savior. Well, there's two reasons for that. Either the UN, they don't look at the UN as the savior, which tells you something. That tells you that they don't look at anything from the West, anything that we have put together, as anything that is helpful to them, anything that is anything other than an enemy to them. So that doesn't seem real good, does it? Does that seem good? The other reason is they would think that that Assad was on the side, the UN was on the side of Assad. Well, not if he was using chemical weapons. The United States has already said. And the United States seems eager to have chemical weapons used. So what does this all mean?